Hi, I'm Jeff Barkman and I talk about things. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here. There's two ways that you could really help me build my audience. One would be to share this video on your social media platforms, wherever you're playing. The other way would be to like this video right now. When you like the video on YouTube, it creates an opportunity for YouTube to actually put my video in front of people that I haven't met yet, which is what I'm trying to do. So help me out. I would very much appreciate it. So I'm doing a little bit of a mini series here talking about my journey out of agreement with the spirit of poverty and into alignment with the spirit of wealth. So today I'm talking about prosperity and abundance. If you got to catch my last video where I was talking about poverty and wealth, you'll notice that I talked about prosperity and abundance, but I didn't really extrapolate. I didn't really elaborate on what prosperity and abundance really are. Let me try and catch my breath. I know some of you are watching this thinking, oh no, the prosperity gospel. And while this is not the prosperity gospel, like I said in my last video, the nature of the Lord, Jehovah Jireh, is to provide for all of our needs and our wants. And he loves to give good gifts to his children. James 1 talks about how everything good in life comes from the Father of lights. So if you had anything good happen at any point in the last any amount of time, it's because the Lord is providing for you in your life. So what does it mean to prosper? When we're talking about prosperity, the word prosperity is like the state of prospering, right? That's how, if you break down the etymology of the word, it's the state of prospering. So what does it mean to prosper? I think a lot of people think of it only in the financial realm of things, and they miss out on something beautiful about the nature of prosperity and the way that the Lord is interacting with us through prosperity. Prosperity, the way that I would describe it is like a spiritual function that causes rapid growth. If a garden is experiencing prosperity, the flowers in the garden will grow faster than they should by any natural means. If my bank account is experiencing prosperity, it will grow for reasons that are completely ridiculous. Prosperity causes rapid growth. And I would say that prosperity is a dispensation. When I talk about dispensations, I'm talking about like certain graces that the Lord can release into people's lives for specific purposes in their lives to perform certain functions. I would say that courage is a supernatural dispensation. I would say that joy, the joy of the Lord, the tangible substance of the joy of the Lord, which has mass in the spirit realm, is a dispensation. The difference between dispensations and like character traits is basically the difference between like being in shape and like water. So a dispensation is like water, and a state of like trusting God, like trust, faith. You can have a gift of faith, that's like a dispensation, but if you have built into your life infrastructure of faith, deep trust for the Lord, that is going to account for different things. Why am I even talking about that? Because there's certain things that I can impart to you through this video, and there's certain things that I can't. I cannot impart to you things that I have access to in the spirit realm that are the result of me making brave decisions to follow the voice of God. What I can do is I can impart to you the ability to recognize those moments in your life so that you can be empowered to make those brave decisions as well. So that was a bit of a rabbit trail, but prosperity, I believe, is a dispensation. And it has wide-reaching effect. It's going to affect, if you start to interact with the authentic prosperity of God dispensed in your life because he loves to give you good gifts, it's going to affect more than your money. It's going to affect your relationships. It's going to affect opportunities in your life. It's going to affect your favor with man. It's going to affect every single realm of your existence, because prosperity creates growth and creates health as it functions in your life. And prosperity can be attracted to your life through faithfulness and stewardship. It's faithfulness that the Lord really cares about, and it's not like the outward faithfulness, it's the inward faithfulness. I was just having a conversation with my brother-in-law today about how so many people that I come across seem to misunderstand what integrity is. Integrity is actually an inner world thing where I don't do certain things because I would know, and I have integrity within myself. My integrity can only be lived for yourself. It can't be because you don't want to get caught. Then you're doing something out of fear, not integrity. And so you lose the spiritual blessing. So integrity has to be from within. It has to be for yourself. And it's the same with faithfulness and stewardship. If you look at the parable of the talents in Matthew 25, Jesus tells a story about these three different guys getting three different amounts of money. And then their master takes a hike for a little while and just trusts that they're going to do something with the money. And the guy with the most amount of money doubles it. The guy with the middle amount of money doubles it. The guy that got given the least amount of money buried it in the ground because he was afraid of the master and got no return. And it didn't go well for him. And I think that parable is really trying to highlight the dynamic that we talked about in the last video, where poverty borrows from the future and wealth invests in the future and creates more wealth. So here's the thing. If the spirit of wealth is present in your life, it will pull you along paths that will create more opportunities to build more wealth. If the spirit of poverty is active in your life, it'll influence you to make decisions that'll pull you towards no growth, no nothing. In the story in Matthew 25, when the master comes back, he's upset that the guy with the least amount of money didn't even have the presence of mind to put it in the bank so that he could have earned interest while he was away. And then that's kind of where we get that phrase, to whom much has been given, more will be given, and to whom little has been given, even what little they've been given is going to be taken away. And it's that dynamic of poverty and wealth that's at play there. So I said at the beginning of the video that this video is going to be about prosperity and abundance. Abundance can actually be the result of the presence of prosperity in your life. So I would say that abundance is a state that if you could recognize what you have access to in the heaven realm, you would recognize now that you have abundance 100%. We have unseen resources and spiritual blessings to overcome any negative circumstance. Abundance is more than a state, though. Agreement with abundance, meaning living from that place that says, I have now abundance. Regardless of what my bank account says, I am in abundance. Agreement with abundance allows us to perceive the unseen spiritual blessings and resources and then operate from that place. And I'm telling you right now, when you operate from abundance, despite what your bank account says, it attracts the spirit of generosity. It attracts financial miracles to your life. You've probably heard people say you can't outgive God. I would articulate that differently. I would say that you can't out generosity God. You can't out generous God. You can waste your money unwisely and call it giving, and it won't create that spiritual function that generosity actually does. And you can do all the things on the outside, but it doesn't work that way because you can't trick the Lord. He sees the heart. And so you have to put, like, risk always feels like risk, you know what I mean? But you have to put that authentic thing out there, or else it doesn't have the same breakthrough power in the spirit realm. Abundance operates according to God's resources, not mine. Boom. I'm just going to throw that one down there. Abundance operates according to God's resources, not mine. It recognizes that actually, because I'm a son of God, I have access to his resources. At the end of my first year of ministry school, I was refusing to make plans for what I was going to do. Like, it was like weeks, maybe 2 weeks till school was going to be over. And I literally didn't know where I was going to go or what I was going to do. And the reason is because I was waiting for the money to show up to make a decision. The trouble with that is I was actually asking money for permission to make the decision about what I was going to do after school. And Holy Spirit kind of confronted me about it. And he said, listen, if the son of a king is in a market and spends all the cash that he has on him and then sees something that he wants to buy, what does he do? And I was like, I guess he buys it. And he's like, why? Because everybody knows that the king is good for it. He said, yeah, so go ahead and make your plans and I will fund your plans. And sure enough, I made plans without having any money. I was like, I'm going to go to Winnipeg after school. And sure enough, the money came in to be able to do it. And it's because I operated in agreement with abundance. Abundance recognizes that I actually have more than I think because of the blessing of God on my life. Abundance gives us the lens to be able to actually say, my bank account isn't indicative of what I have. The heaven realm is indicative of what I have. Abundance empowers radical generosity. If you can give from that partnership with abundance, it just creates this atmosphere that's filled with that dispensation of prosperity. And all these dynamics at play just start to attract financial miracles into your life. And yeah, it's the agreement with abundance that really does create and steward wealth. So I hope you have enjoyed these videos. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. If you want to go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe, I would be very, very grateful. There should be a bubble right here to click on to subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And if you'd like to check out one of my acoustic session videos, there is a thing you can click on right here. Thanks again. Bless you.